Sarah, it's our buddy read.
I know. I've got my book right here. You've got yours there.
So let's just kind of start from the very beginning. Bubbles.
We've talked about this in the past when it comes to any kind of Newfoundland literature or stories that are set in Newfoundland, like things that you connect to, like there's like this real, excitement, at least that bubbles up in me.
It was like the perfect opening story because it already kind of like gave you this notion of like a multiverse, if that makes sense. Like, the mirror and some of the items that belong to other people. So you're really kind of situated in the house, and like that a lot has happened there. A lot is going to happen there. And then it was rewind way back with the Aristocrats.
This could be historical fiction. You could, not just short stories, but I mean, it really delves into the very kind of rich history of how Newfoundland came to be, how St. John's came to be, and the impact of different industries.
I feel like I'm really excited with this one to ask Heidi, because obviously I'm already creating some notes and questions, and reminder to anyone who's listening to this and participating in the buddy read, if you've got questions you want us to bring to Heidi, this is your chance. We're going to do it for you. I'm obviously very curious about how she writes male characters, and this is pervasive through a lot of the stories, but the Eddie guy, he's not well liked.
There was some really great kind of visuals that came up with him over and over and over again, and I do want to talk to her about that. So lots of very fiery and coal, and which kind of makes sense when you think about the industry that he was in. So, and then the 6 cents a day, that leads us right in. And so with one of the things that we've kind of talked a little bit offline in our readings of these stories is that they're all connected. Like I said, there's threads being weaved throughout, but there are some stories that are more directly connected. And so those two, the Aristocrats and 6 cents a day, they're direct. It's like a follow-up essentially to the action that happens in the Aristocrats.
Yeah, and I feel like with this one, I'm really starting to feel the house more, if that makes sense. So that the house is not a character. I won't allow it to become a character. However, the house can stand in for a lot of stuff. And I think in that story, it was very clear, like, okay, this house, for this particular group of women in that story, it stands for independence. It stands for some kind of resistance or opportunity to create resistance and that kind of thing. So I'm excited also about how the house is symbolizing different things for sort of different people who live in it throughout the book, but definitely like much more of a connection there in a direct way. And then we have Blundstone Confusion, which such a great title. Like, has not been in the porch been like, which of these Blundstones are mine? It's like Birkenstocks and Blundstones. So I like this one too. What do you think of this one?
As soon as I started reading it, the phrase "cool as fuck" came up, and I was like, "This must have been the piece that was read when Melissa went to see Heidi read on Duckworth Street a while back." But I loved that, bringing in kind of the Bay fairy lore into this, and the relationship that the main character has with her grandmother and her past. And
this is the one that I feel like connects to sort of you and I a lot, right? Because they're at a party on Gower Street.
I know.
I'm pretty sure this would have been like around the 2007 mark. And I did write an LOL somewhere, the Peter Easton pub, Any Nan's living room, because I know that pub, and you know that I know that pub, and not particularly fond memories of it, but just such a like iconic St. John's location, the Peter E. So, but I felt like, wow, we could have been at that party.
Or we would have walked by it on our way downtown on some Friday or Saturday night.
So that was our first stopping point for our buddy read, and I can't wait to keep traveling through Circular Road with you.
I know. That's so great.